And they talked about the shifting of even your marketing and the way you promote yourself should be changing. Like for example, we're really big at saying like, oh, I sold this property in 10 days and I sold it above this price. Well, buyers now need to know that you have value for them. And the way you're gonna do that is by, number one, everyone here should be increasing the amount of open houses they do. If you're doing one or two, double it up, because lots of buyers are going to go to open houses not thinking, if I just go to that open house and tell them I want to buy the house, I don't have to pay the commission. They're wrong, but that's what they're thinking. So you hosting an open house, you're just going to give yourself so much opportunity to get all these buyers to come to you. And that's, again, sharpening your tools on why they should hire you versus, their primo that just got licensed, or, whoever they're going to be working with, right? Start sharing your buyers success stories on Facebook. Start talking about how you basically got the offer accepted after multiple offers. Start tracking down your days, not your days on the market, but the days of shopping. I met Alfred this past weekend, and by next weekend I had him in escrow. Buyers want to hear that, especially the buyer that's been shopping around for months and hasn't been able to get their offer accepted because the negotiating on their agents is not there. Or, not even the negotiating. Sometimes a lot of agents just do what the client tells them to do. They're asking for $400,000, but I want to offer 400. Sure, let me write it up. Don't take the time to educate the client on, how much wasted time that is. You know what I mean? In any kind of market. So, start promoting your days of shopping just as much as you promote your days on the market on a listing. Start talking about your sales to your list price to sales price ratio. Alfred has a listing for $100,000, but I was able to negotiate and got it for my clients at $475 and got my compensation covered by the seller. Buyers want to hear that right now. You start promoting this kind of stuff on social media and sharing it with people and have them share that story. It's going to be amazing for you. Start promoting and tracking on your win on multiple offer situation. Like I said earlier, start sharing success stories with your buyers. Start doing videos, not just about yourself. Have a client there. Have them tell the story. Don't we all like to hear stories? Don't we want to hear someone else's story? Well, people want to hear also, hey, how did this buyer come about becoming a homeowner through you? And what was the experience like, not from you, but from the client directly? So, just a bunch of things here that I can share with Alfred. Maybe he can get it out to you guys. But, the way we start doing marketing is going to have to start changing as well. Our listing presentations, our buyer presentations are definitely on a 360, spin. And if you don't take the time to educate yourself, to get ready for it, to go back into your tools and sharpen every single one of them, yeah, you will be left behind.
Absolutely, well said, Arlen. Anybody else want to share something? Anything that's keeping you stuck from making that call, from prospecting? I am reaching out to the host right now, see if I want to share my screen. Anybody stuck? Anybody stuck who is just like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I'm stuck. Anything that we can help you so that you're not stuck. It's okay. This is a safe place for you guys to be here. I just changed my screen because I wanna show you guys this. Can you guys all see this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So nobody wants to share nothing yet. It's okay. So this.
I got a question.
Oh, go ahead.
It's just a simple question. I have a red X for the dialer, and I don't know if anybody's kind of feeling the same way, but I'm thinking of canceling it because I'm making calls with it, and then I also use my phone to make dial straight from my phone. And one person told me that the phone was coming in as not spam. I forgot what he said, but I'm thinking like it's kind of a waste of time. Like it's not, people are not picking it up because they think it's spam. So is it better dialing the number or using a dialer?
Great question. So when you use Okay, so I don't know what the company that's named. I don't want to say the names, but I know they're cracking down on spam calls and all this stuff, right? On emails and spamming people, blah 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 blah. You got to remember when you use a third-party company dialer system, and I'm very familiar with Redex. On your phone, on somebody's phone, if they're on the DNC list, do not call list, it might come out like that, right? The question is, how many people are you dialing a day right now, Miguel?
Well, yesterday I was dialing expires and I did it from my phone. I dialed about 50, 40,
50.
50, somewhere around there.
So you see this formula in front of you right now, right? You see it?
Yes.
Okay, so this formula, this is exactly what Mr. Jorge Mesa explained. Now, Jorge Mesa, he's been in the title business for over 30 years. So that man has seen the market shift, I don't know how many times. And he has this formula he shares with agents on how to get more listings. Now, you remember, real estate is a numbers game. If you just dialed 50 people in the morning, right? When you asked me that question, remember when you asked me, Alfred, I'm following, I said, you should be prospecting, not following up, right?
Yeah.
50 people is not enough, Miguel. You have to 10x it. Why not 500? You can dial 500 numbers from a dialer between 9 and 12. I know you can do that because these dialing
Yeah.
systems dial 3 numbers at the same time. Right? Is that the one you got, or you have the single dialer?
I have the single dialer, but that was kind of my question. Like if I'm using the dialers to go through 500 numbers, but I'm really only getting less, not so many quality calls because people are not accepting because it's a spam versus the dial from my phone. That might get an answer more likely. So that's why I'm trying to understand if I should cancel it or not.
No. Don't let one person that said, "Oh, because your phone came out as a do not, spam call," dictate to you how you run your business. That doesn't mean because that one single person got that means the other 499 are going to tell you the same thing. And remember, always be testing, not always be closing. Don't be a closer, be a good opener. Because a lot of us sometimes are always thinking, oh, I want to do this, I want to close it. No, be a good opener. Set the tone of the call. When you're calling, right? First of all, you got to get in the right mindset before you even make a call. If you're just calling, and I'll say this to everyone on this call, if you're just calling just to go to check the box and make calls to make you feel good, you're doing the wrong thing, first and foremost. Because the number one thing you should be doing in the morning, besides waking up, praying, stretching, and working out if you can, is having your mindset correctly. Now, what does that mean, your mindset? That means listening to something that's going to get you closer to your business. Now, you could listen to Tony Robbins. You could listen to Ed Milet. You could listen to Grant Cardone. There's all these great salespeople that you can talk to and listen to because they have also Clubhouse. I don't know if you guys remember that app Clubhouse. Clubhouse is a great app. It's an app where you go into a room and it has your little picture on it. And there's a lot of rooms in real estate there for buyer agents, listing agents, commercial agents, you name it, it's there. Clubhouse is an app. And there's rooms all day long because remember, the East Coast, they're 3 hours ahead of us. So I used to go on Clubhouse at 5 a.m. while I was working out. So if you guys are not using Clubhouse, that's an app that's underrated and should be used. But anyhow, back to you, Miguel. Don't let one person tell you, oh, well, I'm not answering the phone because your call came up as a spam call. Dictate the rest of your business. Give it 90 days. Don't throw in the towel that easily because you can't just test something and then, oh, it doesn't work and then you get rid of it. Give it 90 days. If in 90 days it doesn't work out, it's either two things. It's either you or the system or the data. One of those three, and we need to identify what it is. Right? But don't be easy. Don't be that agent chasing the shiny edge. What do they call Arlen? The shiny syndrome.
The shiny
object.
object.
Yeah, something comes up. Like let's say Arlen comes up with a new app. Hey guys, you guys should try this app. It's for sellers. It lets all the sellers in your area know that you're the best. And then you go try that. And then next week, Maria comes up with something else. Hey guys, you guys should try this mailer. I got 4 listings off of it from restopelican.com. And then you jump into that, like, no, give it at least 90 days. And then after the 90 days, evaluate it. How many calls did I make? How many contacts did I make? Is the data good? Is the data not good? Should I switch from Radix to Mojo or Vulcan 7? There's a lot of great ones out there. But give it 90 days, but be consistent. Now, consistent is the hardest thing for agents. They're not consistent with their schedule. They're not consistent with their calls. They're not consistent with, especially with the follow-up. I can tell you this because I see it every day. And as much as I care about these agents, I want to see them win, but I also can't control what they do every day.
Hey Miguel, how long have you been using it for?
You're mute.
Oh, am I?
No, I think Miguel's mute.
Oh,
I'm going on to, I have been going on my 5th month. I'm not using it a lot, as much as I should.
yeah.
But I have, I'll sit down and do I'll go through how many calls? I'm thinking of 100 to 300 easily.
Okay. All right.
In a couple hours.
So pay attention to your patterns, Miguel, because I believe in this. The way you do something, you do everything. So what's going to happen is that, you'll start something else. And then we all have that, we call it the drunk monkey, the voice that tells us, oh, you shouldn't do this because it's not working, whatever. And it's just going to control you, basically, right? So a couple of things. You said you haven't done it consistently, which you should. It should be like, hey, Monday through Friday for the next 90 days, I'm going to dial this thing out and I'm really going to test it. Then I can make a decision and an educated decision on whether it works or not. So the other thing is, reach out to them and be like, hey, listen, I'm not getting much of responses because the way my number's coming out on the other end is shown as spam. Is there a setting? Is there something I can do? Maybe an upgraded version where it will show my number and my name versus, spam likely. So those are the things, do like sharpen that skill set, role play, when you converse with somebody, because the problem with not doing it consistently, Miguel, is that you don't have a script you follow. Every call becomes something different to say, versus just following the script. And so I would suggest that, because you'll go try something else, and then that drunk monkey voice will tell you why that's not working either. And then you go try something else, and then that drunk voice is going to tell you why that's not working either, versus finding it a way to make it work.
Fair enough.
Yeah, another comment, I guess. Yeah, just that last comment, and I guess what I'm trying to do is, because I got expires, and then I got empty nesters, for example, and I kind of feel like, well, if I'm gonna stick to the expires, I might not need the daughter, only because I feel like I'm getting them more on the phone when I'm dialing the expires than when I'm doing cold calling for empty nesters. So that's kind of like, I guess I'm trying to figure out what market I want to stick to, because for expires, I feel like it's better, or I get more people on the phone if I'm dialing them than.
Okay.
That was a comment.
Okay, so you wanna narrow it down to like a certain audience, right? Like, oh, if I'm gonna go out after empty nesters, I'm gonna focus on certain criteria to be able to get those records, or if I need to go over, when I because I still cold call. 21 years later in my industry, I just enjoy it. I love the opportunities that is brought to me over and over. And what I do is I have certain criteria. I won't cold call anybody that's bought their home 3 years prior. So that's the only criteria I put, when I order my farm packages. It's just, nobody that has bought the home prior to 3 years, because 3 years later, that's more likely to be a first-time buyer that I can talk about moving from a 2-bedroom to a 3-bedroom, from a 1940 to a 1970s, from a single family to a couple of units. So I can have the conversation with them on anything. So empty nesters, hey, is it time to downsize? Someone that just, that bought their home 3 years ago because they were just married. Now they probably have a son or a child or a couple of kids already. Now it's time to upgrade. So I just have those conversations with people on how it is that I can service them. But as I'm dialing, I'm scanning your record, Miguel. For example, Miguel bought this home 3 years ago. It's a two-bedroom, one bath, 980 square feet. But he bought it for X amount. We all know automatically 3 years ago, people have equity. So my thing is like, hey, Miguel, can we explore the option on your equity to see if it's the time to upgrade on your home? Whoever sold it to them, I guarantee is not having this conversation with them. And this is the reason why, don't be surprised, when you follow up with the clients 5, 6 years later that, oh, we sold it. And because someone else comes along and, just looks into the value. We've done it, has cold callers. We come across people that bought their homes not too long ago, and then they hire us to resell it. And they're like, oh, I just haven't heard from my agent. But I like you. What you said makes sense. Let's put it on the market.
Okay, gracias. Gracias por todo.
Let me see. Charles, you
Yeah.
have your
Yeah, so just go into that, Miguel, and I do like the specific or trying to narrow it down to what you want to go after. I don't know how long you've been in the business and how much volume you're doing, but sometimes it's better to just go wider, and just every conversation is going to be different. Your script is the same, but once you start conversating with somebody, maybe you're dealing with somebody that has a 5-bedroom, 3-bath, and it's an empty nester now. Do they need a 3-bedroom, 3-bath home now? Maybe they're ready for something smaller. Maybe they're ready for a townhouse where they don't have to, they're sitting on a 20,000 square foot lot, for the past 20 years. You and I know how much tired that person can be of keeping up with that lot. You know what I mean? So have those conversations with them. Hey, I see that your lot is 20,000 square feet. I'm familiar with the neighborhood. You're in the flat part of town. Do you have a lot of trees, a lot of landscaping? How's that going on? And let them tell you like, oh, I hate it. I'm done with it. I'm tired. Well, maybe it's time to downsize on the lot size. Maybe not on the home, but on the lot size. These newer built homes, they have much smaller lots and they're just as big as yours. And you'll be getting a brand new home. You might have enough equity here to be able to be paying a lot less and not have to deal with this headache anymore.
all right.
Just conversations with them,
I do see. Thank you, Miguel, for sharing. I do see Irina. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing your name right. You don't mind unmuting yourself? I do see in the comments.
Hi.
How
Hi,
are you?
yeah, I'm Rina. I'm from San Diego here.
Oh,
I've been
nice.
here for a
Welcome.
while. Thank you. I have the same issue basically with Redex. I signed up with them. I haven't been consistently dialing, but whenever I do, I can spend about 3-4 hours calling like 300-400 people at a time, just inviting to open house or whatever, circle prospecting. It's just the volume, the amount, the quantity of people who do pick up the phone is just so low. And I called the Redex and they said, oh, we're going to assign you brand new phone number, which is not spammed. And the same issue continues. They just don't pick up the phone. And I'm like, should I just call from my personal phone number? Potentially my phone number can be, spam too. But it just nobody picks up the phone. And I'm like wasting 3-4 hours just, calling and no results.
A couple of things real quick. Irina, how long have you been using the dialer?
For about 3-4 months now.
3-4
Yep.
months.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Here's another question for you before I let you know something else. What time are you calling?
Calling sometimes in the morning, sometimes in the afternoon.
Okay. And what time in the morning are you calling?
From 12 to, from 11, 10 a.m. maybe to 12, 1.
And then in the evening?
Evening, usually it's the weekend before the open house from 1, 2 p.m. till 6.
Okay. Here's the thing, right? The statistics say that the best time to dial is between 9 and 12, right? Because at 12, people are either taking a lunch or going to break or doing something.
Mm-hmm.
And then if that's not working for you, you should try 4 to 7. Because right now, the daylight, the sun comes up, goes down to like 8 at night. It's still sunlight outside, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe switch that up and try that for the next 30 days. If that doesn't work, then try Mojo Dialer. Are you familiar with Mojo?
Yep. Uh-huh.
Try that. Try that also. But here's another thing, right? If you're dialing a farm area, right? you should be able to talk to your title rep. And some of these title reps, you know, I know because of RESPA laws, just full disclosure, they work with third-party companies where they can give you farms. They'll send you farms daily. Now, these farms come with emails, phone numbers, and the person's contact information. You should not only call, you should have a way to text the owners and also email them. You need to touch them between 3 to 5 times. Right? Because not everybody's going to answer the phone. Baby boomers are the only ones who answer their landlines. Right? Everybody else is running around. There's still people that have landlines, just so you guys know. There's ringless voicemail companies that you guys can use. Now, if I'm doing an open house, I'll give you an example. I want to make sure I pronounce your name right, Irina. If I'm doing an open house in an area, I'm going to want to make sure at least minimum 500 homes around that open house know that I'm doing an open house that week. Now, there's a company called Slide Dial Broadcast. Now, I don't know. I could put it in the group. I'm going to give you guys some nuggets. Slide Dial Broadcast. And what that does is it's a ringless voicemail company. What does that mean, ringless? That means you create a generic voicemail inviting the whole neighborhood to your open house, right? But the only way to get that numbers is you upload a list that you can get from third-party companies, or I believe you could download the list from Redx. Redx has a search where you could do circle prospecting, download just 500 numbers. I know some of these companies, depending on what version you have, the regular version, the pro version, they'll let you download 5,000, 2,000, whatever the case. You want to just download 500 with phone numbers. And I believe on the settings, you check that you only want, and some of these ringless voicemail companies, you could leave a voicemail on a ringless line, a landline, and a mobile phone. So now once you download that list and you upload it into Slide Dial Broadcast, then you create your voicemail saying, "Hi, everyone, this is Irina, your local realtor here in San Diego. The reason you're getting this voicemail is because I'm having an open house here at 123 Banana Street, and I'm personally inviting you to the open house, you know, which features 3-bedroom, 2-bath. I hope to see you there." Boom, simple voicemail, real quick. That's already 2 touches. Now, if you could get their emails, you send them a BombBomb video through an email. Now, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with BombBomb, but BombBomb is a system where you can video text in 4K resolution, or you can email. Now, think about it like this. If Arlen has an Android phone and I have a iPhone, and I send Arlen a video, it's going to look very, very foggy because of the settings of those Android and iPhone. But when you use BombBomb, it sends a link and Arlen taps that link. Then Arlen's going to be able to see your video in 4K resolution. Now, the beautiful thing about BombBomb, I think it's only $29.99. It's an app. It's a phone-friendly app, and you can use it also on your computer. You could email BombBomb and you could text BombBomb. So that's already 3 touches. Touch number 4, the rule of the 20-20-60, right? So when you're doing an open house, you stand in front of the house that you're going to do, right? You're going to print a flyer, open house flyer, Saturday, Sunday from 12 to 4. You're going to do 20 doors to the left, 20 doors to the right, and across the street from the open house, you're going to do 60 doors. So it's 20-20-60. That's already 100 doors that you just door knocked for that open house. That's already 4 touches. So think about it like that. You're texting, you're emailing, you're sending a video, and you're doing some door knocking. Now you're the neighborhood expert. I guarantee you, from the rule of thumb is, from every listing, you should get 2 more deals, whether they're listings or buyers. Every single open house, you should get 2 deals. If you're not, you're doing something wrong. And also, if you get the buyer for that house, great. That's cherry on the top. But if you don't, you should still be getting minimum 2 new clients, whether it's a buyer or a seller. Am I right or wrong, Arlen?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, Irina, does that help out?
Yes, it does. And I did exactly the same. And the turnaround, because I just door knocked, inviting neighbors, you know, I did, I think, just 70 homes in an hour and a half. It was great. But like you said, like 4 of those text message, email as well, and, you know, the invitation, I mean, voicemail and door knocking. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And there's a company, there's a new company. And look, I know we all want to double in each deal, right? But you also want to do the right thing. As a listing agent, don't be cheap. Take pictures, professional pictures. Also, there's a company, a new company. I just put it on the chat. You guys can go to your chat. It's called MLS Blast. It's very cheap. What MLS Blast does, it lets you let every local agent in that pocket, let them know about your open house coming soon, just listed, just sold, blah, blah, blah. You want to email blast and invite all the agents. The cheapest package in there is $20 for 3,000 emails, right? We're in the business of selling houses, not holding on to them. Once again, I get it. We want to double in the house, but we also want to create a frenzy. We want to make sure that when we have our open houses packed, that way the buyers are like, oh my God, if we don't put an offer right away, you know, you want your open houses to be overrated. You don't want to have 5 people, 2 people in there. You want to have a frenzy. A lot of people showing up to open the house because the neighbors are going to see all this. They're going to be like, damn, when I sell my house, I'm going to go see who that agent is. And they're going to see your for sale sign in the front. Believe me, I've gone 7 deals from Jurupa Valley from one open house. Too bad Felix is not here, but one open house in Jurupa Valley gave me 7 deals in 3 months. It was insane. Will it happen again? Yes. But it's just a matter of time. I hope that
you created your own luck, Alfred. You created your own luck.
I really did, guys. And I'm a testimony of that. 7 freaking deals from one open house. And I'm actually going to lie. One more deal right now. Actually, the seller from that open house referred me and Felix, a client. We showed that client one house and we got into escrow in Ontario. And one house, it only took one house to go into escrow. So that's 8 deals. I kid you not, guys. That's going to be a great story to share. But we're in escrow right now in Ontario for $680 on a property that we only show one house and we got into escrow. So I'm telling you, you just, number one thing in this business is show up. I don't care how you feel. Your feelings in business, nobody cares. You should, the whole, oh, I feel like this is not working. Oh, I feel like if I show up, I'm not going to get any calls. Nobody cares. Leave your feelings at the door, right? You just got to show up and be ready to smile and dial. That's what we're doing. So real quick, guys, it's 9:47. If anybody, I really want, remember, guys, you can unmute yourself at any time. If you're that agent right now who's struggling, that does not have at least one escrow open, I'm glad you're in this call because believe me, you need to be held accountable. I get it. It feels lonely sometimes being a solo agent, but these communities right here, these Zoom calls is to help you, to pick everybody's brain here. Hey, what's working for you? What's not working for you? Right? Like Miguel said, hey, this dialer, I don't know if the data is good. I would say try it out. You know, check your settings, call the company, request for a new phone number. Same thing, like Irina said the same thing. She did that. If it doesn't work out, hey, switch to Mojo. I think they're both cost about the same thing. And if Mojo doesn't work, I believe Arlen, I know you've been with Vulcan 7 for a long time, huh?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. See, the thing is, you know, sometimes, you know, the least expensive option is not the best option. And I tried them all, you know, and I can testify that Vulcan 7 by far has the best data.
Arlen, how much is Vulcan 7 right now?
Well, it's like over about $300. I get it for $270 because I've been with it for a while, but you know, it's $300. And here's the thing, guys, let's be smart. You know, team up with somebody. Miguel, maybe you and Irina can link up and see like, hey, you guys, you want to go halfers on Vulcan 7? You'll be paying what you're paying right now for Redix, but you'll have Vulcan 7. and you guys come out with a schedule. Hey, I'm gonna use it this day in the morning. You use it the other days, and I'm gonna use it this in the afternoon, and you use it the other days in the afternoon. Get creative with it. Don't go out and spend $300 out of pocket. You can team up with someone else in your office and team up with 3 people, $100 each. And you guys will all have the same high quality data.
Well said, Arlen. And that's another thing that I want to touch in this right now. So guys, we know that all these resources that we use are a part of our business. What do I mean by that? Your lender, right? They're an extension of your business. Your title rep, your home inspector, the termite guy. Now I get it. There's RESPA laws out there of certain things they cannot do, but there's also things that they can do. Now, I'm not telling you call your lender and say, I need you to pay $300 for my dialer. But your lender also can help you make calls. And what do I mean by that? Every Wednesdays or every other Wednesdays at our office, I created the phone zone, which is it's like an evening twilight call. Every office calls it different. I call it the phone zone. You can have your lender say, hey, every other Wednesday, I'm just using an example. Every other Wednesday, I need you to come and dial with me for 2-3 hours. We'll order some pizza and play some music, but let's call my database. Because if you're not following up with calling your database, it doesn't matter if you're calling expires for sale by owners. There's always a new batch tomorrow. And then you guys forget about the ones that people stopped calling a week ago. All these leads, all these expires for sale by owners. Remember, you're going to get a new batch every day. You want to go back a month later, like Arlen said. You want to go back a little bit because those people still haven't sold. And you want to have a great CRM that's still touching them. Maybe they went through a bad thing. They're like, God damn it, the house didn't sell. I lost my job because of it. I'm going to try it in the beginning of the year. I need to get out of here. I'm waiting for this election to be over. You still want to touch those people. Those leads are still good because they haven't sold and they raised their hand one time. So you want to have a great CRM. That's another thing here that we want to discuss. And some of these CRMs, it gets expensive, but once again, when you close a deal, don't forget you have to put money away, at least 20% for marketing. Your marketing should be number one, 20%. And that could include postcards, email blasts, CRM, dialer, whatever you want to use for marketing, 20% of that. Now, the other 20 is Uncle Sam. Do not forget about Uncle Sam because he's going to come and collect. And you don't want the IRS to be chasing you, right? And the other 20 is, hey, this is what you're going to survive in. Unless you're doing very well, you shouldn't be spending money right now because it's only going to get tighter. I truly believe right now that we're still in low inventory. The houses will sell if they're priced right. If you're overpricing a house, it's going to take a little longer to sell. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind right now because right now I just literally got a text and I'll show it right here. And it says, this is an expired actually this morning. It said, hi, Alfred, I have a realtor now, but I'll be in touch if it doesn't work out. Literally, I have this text right here. Now what I'm going to do with her, I'm going to respect that she has a realtor. I'm going to email her every 2 months just to follow up with a market report, not to take away the business from the realtor because you don't want to get in trouble. And maybe send them a Starbucks card and say, hey, thank you for reaching out to me. It was great hearing from you. If you need anything in the future, whatever you want to write on the card. But be ethical. Do not be unethical because you don't want to get in trouble. You want to respect that, Other than that, does anybody else have anything they want to share? We still got 8 minutes. I want to respect everybody's time.
I have a question. So, I come from the insurance business and just going in full with real estate. I have a question regarding, before we used to get like just phone numbers or whatever for the insurance. I know things are different with real estate. So you talk about title, you talk about Recon 7, and I'm worried about like the numbers being scrubbed and not getting in trouble. I know I hear you guys talk a lot about expires for sold by owners. So Redkin 7, whatever, they'll give you the expires, the for sold by owners and all that already included there. You don't have to scrub, you don't have to do anything.
Yes.
You have to remind them because that's a great question. I don't know who that was, but yeah, you have to make sure that you ask them, and it has an option there that says do not add the people, the numbers register on the do not call list.
Okay, and then do you recommend only to do like the for sale by owners, the expires and all of that, or is there like just any numbers I could put in there?
You can use all of those as your own database as well. So you can upload your own farm packages, you know, and all that stuff on top of the stuff that they give you.
Okay, I see. Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
No worries. No worries.
Yeah, it's called Vulcan 7. Vulcan
Yeah.
7.
.com. Can I leave you guys with just one question, you know, to think about, you know, and maybe we can discuss on the next time. Is that okay, Alfred?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, because we all have to be listing driven, you know, list to last. That's been my mentality since day one. I think I shared that with you, Alfred, at the beginning of your career. I said, hey, you have to be listing driven, list to last, right? So now with these changes, you know, we go out and on the listing appointment, we have to discuss, you know, the buyer's compensation, you know, with the seller. What are you going to do when the seller tells you, wait, so I'm going to pay you a listing commission. You're recommending that I should pay a buyer's compensation. And when you're representing my replacement home, if that home doesn't want to pay your compensation, I'm going to pay you. So technically you're asking me to pay three compensations. Think about that, because it's going to be a thing for the sellers that need to sell to rebuy. And it's a legit question. Think about how you will come over that objection, because it's going to be happening quite a bit.
This is what I would say. I'm worth every penny, sir. Nothing
Yes.
else pays me great. Sign here
Awesome.
and here. All right, I see Robert in the screen. I know he wants to say something. Robert, what's going on with you, Robert? First and foremost, I don't know if you guys joined us on that Zoom call last Thursday with Andrew. It was a freaking awesome Zoom call. That guy's a $200 million team agent. I follow him on social media. Very inspiring guy. Robert, what's going on?
Not much, not much. Well, the goal is to continue to bring people like that every couple of weeks. We do have another agent. She is very social, very has a YouTube channel, has a lot of value to add as well next week. So it's going to be the same thing with Alfred, myself, David. We're going to bombard them with questions. If you show up, let's keep asking those questions. And then 2 weeks after that, we have another guy. He's huge in the mortgage industry. He's huge in marketing, and he's gonna show us how to get more business. So that's so next week we have a special guest, and then 2 weeks after that we have another one. So we're gonna be bringing in people like that every couple of weeks. We're reaching out to people that are top producers, so that they can share what they're doing, you know, and help us. Give us those golden nuggets. I know Alfred bombarded this guy with questions. Andrew last week. The interview is in Real Closers YouTube channel. Go check it out. If you have comments, questions, drop them in there as well. It helps us understand more or less what you guys want more of, and then we can continue to bring more people on board. So remember, guys, go to join.realclosers.com for content, free content for social media. Any of the links that are shared here with you guys, PDFs, whatever, we're going to continue to add them in there too. So that's all I got to say. Consistency, guys, consistency.
Yeah, no, well said. I know we have 3 minutes, and that's one thing I want to talk about before we end this call, guys. Listen, we're on this together. It's brutal right now. Let me be transparent. It's brutal, right? Some of us get spoiled. I want to do minimum 5 to 10 deals a month. Right now, I got 2 deals. I'm not happy. I get it. But guess what? I still have to show up. You know, and I'm not saying don't take a day off because you don't want to burn out, but take moments off. Break it down. But also when you close a deal, don't forget to celebrate. Right? Reward yourself with something. I don't care if it's a purse, a belt, a massage, but hey, man, we're also human. We also have to take some time off too. If you have family, I know the little ones. I have little ones. You have to make time for them too. Because all this is going to go away one day. And the last thing you want is mommy and daddy weren't around because we're too busy chasing something, right? Money is the tool, freedom is the goal.
Yes.
Think about that for a
Amen.
little bit. You want that Lambo? I don't know what you want. Whatever it is that you want, it's out there. The universe will give it to you. But
Get
you
a
also-
Lotus.
That's right. Or an orange Lotus that Arlen really can fit with me inside that little car. It's an MR2, but they call it a Lotus. But guys,
The
get
fancy
out
name.
there, right? Get out there. The business is out there. You gotta find the market in this market. Trust me, master expires and for sale by owners, and you don't have to worry about chasing the rate. Don't be the agent that depends on the rate. Like Arlen said, when you're listing, you're lasting. Go after the listings. Trust me on that. It's the hardest calls to make, but they're the most rewarding. Now, it's funny, Alex Garcia got the same text I got. Yes, because everybody's working right now. And guess what? That agent, that actually not that agent, that client, that lady sent her the same text she sent me. She might interview a couple agents. So now it's game time, right? What are you gonna do to separate you from Alex Garcia? What is Arlen gonna do to separate you from Robert? This is where you're like, damn. Remember, an open house is like the Super Bowl for us. It's game time. We cannot F up. We F up at the office during scripts and role play. That's where you mess up, not in front of the client. Because I'm going to tell you, the last thing you want is you get in front of these clients and they say, well, Arlen, we're going to just go ahead and interview other people. The reason why they're telling you that is because you didn't bring enough value to them. And trust me, when somebody like me, Alex Garcia, or Miguel shows up and you're that agent that didn't sharpen their skills during this tough ass market, you're going to be like, God damn it, I didn't get the listing. You're going to find out why you didn't get the listing. And I'd rather be bold than broke. I'll tell you that right now.
And keep growing, guys. If that ever happens when you don't get a listing, don't be embarrassed to call and say, Mr. Galvan, congratulations on listing your home. But would you be kind to bless me and my business, because I'm always looking to grow, with why you chose to go with another agent and not me? That's the only way you're not going to make that mistake again, guys. By him telling me why he chose somebody else. One of the agents here at the office, he went on a listing appointment and he's very transactional, right? He wasn't a relationship, agent, and he changed his mind after this because he goes, man, I didn't get the listing. I said, why? He goes, I don't know. I had a great presentation, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, call him. And he looked at me like, why would I call him? I said, call him so that you know why you didn't get it, and then you won't make that mistake again. Well, guess what happened is that, when he went into the appointment, the reason why they were selling is because their dad had just passed away and they just wanted to move on with that property. And he just basically went with the presentation. Hey, none of this. I'm sorry for your loss. How's it going? Can you tell me a little bit more about your dad? Blah, 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 blah. Connect with the family. That's the only difference between him and the other agent. Presentation was way better. They told him, because your presentation was great. Everything made a lot more sense than the other guy. Just we connected more with the other guy.
Well,
you think he'll make that mistake again? He'll never make it again.
Getting those goosebumps, God damn.
Yeah, so get blessed with that. Alfred, that agent, that lady that just texted you, text her, congratulations. I'm gonna pray that you get the property sold, because I know how bad you want to go to the next chapter of your life. May I ask, and please bless me and my business, my family, with feedback. Why may you go with another agent? She might just tell you because it's a family member, or whatever the case might be. But hopefully she gives you something that's going to make your listen presentation better.
Absolutely, man. You guys got some nuggets from the man, the myth, the legend over there in the lakes, KW. Once again, guys, thank you all for showing up. We do record this call. We do record it. So if you want to go back, just let me know. We'll send it to you. Other than that,
Hey, Alfred,
yeah.
your link, the Sky Dial Direct, I think, link is not working.
Oh, it's called slidedialbroadcast.com.
The broadcast. It's not working.
All right, just Google it. Slide Dial Broadcast, and you should get the right link.
All right. And second is there a way to get the replay from last Thursday?
Yes, I'll share it with you. I'll email it to you. Text me the best email for you.
I will do that. Thanks, buddy.
All right, guys, thank you so much for showing up to this Wednesday call, virtual high fives. Now go out there and get some listings. I want to hear something new next week or implement something new, Miguel and Arena. Thank you guys for sharing. I know it's not easy. This is a safe place, and I'm cheering for you guys. I can't wait till you guys tell me, hey, I did this little pivot and I was able to get the right numbers, right?
Keep growing, right?
Keep growing. Nothing else pays. Be great,
Nothing
guys.
new.
Let's go. Bye-bye.
Yes.